What is up, everybody? Renfail here. Hopefully, you are doing well. We just came to the end of the Titan Quest 2 early access with our first character. I am definitely going to be taking a second character through and trying things on a higher difficulty level, and trying out a different build and seeing some of the things that I didn't see the first time, because I left probably about a third of the map untouched, and was just like, I just want to go over here and explore this. I was not trying to do a completionist version. There's no point to doing that in an early access build because things are going to change and I don't like spoiling all the things for myself. However, I had so much fun that I want to come back and do a second character and see the things that I missed the first time. So we're definitely going to be playing some more of this over the course of August. Right now I just want to talk about it's basically, this is a review of the early access so far and sort of my thoughts on it. I've already done an early thoughts video on this after my very first stream session, and having just wrapped the early access, let's do a review. So, it obviously is still in an early access stage. It's very good for where it's at, but it does still need polish in quite a few areas. I mentioned as an example during the early thoughts video, you cannot, as an example, when you're using the merchant, and if you play with a controller like I do, you can't compare items from the shop with items that you're wearing if you're on the controller. You have to switch over to the mouse and keyboard and hold the Alt button down to be able to see that comparison stuff. That's a polish item that can get changed long term. There are little things like that throughout where you can see that the mouse and keyboard is the primary, because this is the PC version, and the console version of the game is coming down the pipeline, so there's less polish on the controller version of the game, or the controller UI, essentially, and the controller controls and that setup compared to the mouse and keyboard stuff, which is totally fine, because of the fact that right now they're just testing content and bugs and everything else. And for what is there, it's very good. If you're playing on like normal mode or higher, there is 20 plus hours here easily. I played it on easy mode for my first playthrough because I just was blowing through it to see what was there, and I got about 12 hours out of what is there up until this point. And again, I skipped about a third of the map from what I was able to tell and left a bunch of quests on the table and stuff, so I probably would have gotten closer to like 15 hours, maybe more, on story mode. So I'm interested to see what it feels like when I go play it on normal mode, and then I'll probably play around on my next playthrough. We're going to play around with normal mode, and we might make an additional character and play around with the hardcore mode as well. The music, fire. The voice acting, fire. The story, fire. Like, I loved everything about this, and I wasn't anticipating... I don't really play a lot of ARPGs. If you've been around my channel for any length of time, I've dabbled in them. Like, I've played all the Diablo games over the years just because I love the storyline. Last Epoch, I tried a couple years back. It's okay. Lost Ark, couldn't get into it. The voice acting and the writing was so bad that I just had to I couldn't take it beyond like 3 or 4 hours. I've tried a few other ones over the years. Path of Exile 1, I'm currently playing Path of Exile 2 from time to time in the early access for that on the PS5. This, I would prefer to play this. I wouldn't have a problem playing this on the PS5 or the Xbox. But since the early access is only PC, I went ahead and loaded it up on the PC and played. But I don't play mouse and keyboard games anymore. I just don't, because of bad wrists and WASD. I can't do that shit anymore. So I play controller only these days. So I was very happy to see that this game had controller support, and it is very, very good, other than a couple of polish issues out of the gate. I had fun. That is the number one criteria that I have for any game that I play. Did I have fun? And I had a lot of fun with this. Considering this is the base of what they're offering. If they're going to come out with a game in a year and a half that's going to have 30 to 40 hours of storyline at this quality, I'm on board for all of that. I played the original Titan Quest back in the day. I remember having a lot of fun with it. I never played any of the DLCs, and now I'm looking back going, should I go back and do that? I don't know. Maybe I don't know if I want to do that or not. I've also never played Grim Dawn, which a bunch of people have talked to me about since I started playing this game. So again, ARPG they're not my primary jam. I stick mostly to like party-based RPGs, play a lot of third-person games, first-person games. Like, the action RPG genre is not where I spend the bulk of my time. It has to, I'm a story-first type player, and I really do want to have a really good story when I play my games. This had that in bucket loads. I think I made a YouTube, TikTok short, Instagram reel that they talk about how, I feel like the voiceovers in this game are incredibly well done. On top of the music, as I've said, the soundtrack was great. JP was saying today during our stream, he's like, I'm going to go see if we can find the soundtrack to this game because it really is great. Quick commercial break, everyone, to celebrate and give thanks to all of these amazing people who keep me on the air full time. Really appreciate the support. All you got to do is join as a member. You get access to private videos. You can also do super thanks on any upload or super chats and stickers on any live stream or premiere you see. And beyond that, don't forget we're multi-streaming over on Twitch now, so you can support over there as well. Thanks so much to everybody. Let's get back to the video at hand. Handcrafted environments. I really appreciate the fact that everything they're building here is handcrafted. There's no procedural generation of anything in this game, which is applaud to the team. Because way too many companies will use procedural generation to create their zones these days, and it's really nice to play a game where you can see the love and the care and the attention to detail given every single nook and cranny of this game. Something else I was really happy about was being able to scroll in, to be able to zoom in on my character, because a lot of ARPGs they give you a fixed point of view and you can't ever zone in. So I like being able to zoom in. I do wish we could pan the camera. I'm not a fan of the fixed camera at any. I like being able to move my camera around, not up and down per se, but be able to circle and take different POVs. But this is a very fixed POV where you're basically right here behind the character. You're always, so your character can face you, face away from you, run left or run right, but it's always that same camera. There's no orbiting. It's not a big deal. It's not my preferred method, but I do appreciate the fact that at the very least I could zoom in on my character and zoom out again. Because the other thing I would praise this game about is the variety of weapons and armor and all of the different looks that you can achieve with your character through just all the items that you can get in the game. The skill system is it's rudimentary, but it functions. I ended up with a magic archer build. I basically focused on warfare and lightning, or storm I think is what it's called. So warfare and storm, and I basically had a magic archer, and it was great. I had a lot of fun with it. I have no idea what I would play next. I saw that they posted on their social media something about a battle mage combo, which is earth and warfare, and I was looking at that going, that sounds like a lot of fun. So I'm probably gonna go check that link out and see what that's all about, because honestly that sounded really, really cool to play a battle mage, because I've already done my archer now, so now I get to go play around with all these different things. I know with Passive Exile 2 as an example, my ice mage is my favorite build that I've done so far. I've done the monk, the ranger, and the ice mage, and I love the ice mage, so I'm very interested now to try out some other builds here and see what I can come up with. So definitely we'll be playing some more Titan Quest 2 over the rest of August and beyond, since I have the early access. I had a great time. Shout out again to THQ Nordic for the key, and I look forward to seeing everybody in the next one. Stay tuned. Daily streams at 4:30 a.m. Central on YouTube and Twitch, and let me know your thoughts down in the comments below.